Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. All right, here we are, part 5, the final episode of fixing Keenan, tightening him up to get him ready to go out there and play well on the big amateur tournaments that are going on all through this summer, to get him ready and have him ready for when he gets back to University of South Carolina to start playing the fall schedule with the golf team there. As a recap, part 1 was we fixed his alignment. Part 2 was he had way too much turn, so we had to cut that down. Worked on wide knees out with pressure and turning only to the toe line. All right, feeling like nothing moved from takeaway all the way to impact, from the chest down, keeping him really quiet. Number 3 was he was firing his back knee way too fast. We had to slow that down again. Chest down, worked on that, and keeping the outward pressure in the knee till he feels like it's almost impact. Number 4 was we had to film up his grip pressure on his lower hand, which, him being a lefty, was his left hand. He had actually let it get a little soft, and I see that just about with everybody. That big tip about hold it like a baby bird, especially with the bottom hand, is just garbage. I wish he would throw it away and bury it forever. But as long as I keep seeing it, we'll keep fixing it. All right. So what happened? What was number 5? Number 5 was throughout the lessons, being an elite player like Keenan is, I'm really getting in and I keep asking him questions about stats. You know, what were your stats during this time? What's your stats been lately? You know, greens hit, fairways hit, blah, and stuff like that. And I just kept getting, I don't know. So I went over to my bag and I zipped the zipper down and I took it out, and I took out what you all know is my notepad, where I write things down in here about when I have what you want to we'll call it an epiphany or whatever. I'm thinking about things, I'm working on it, and I get something and I start making a move and I hit it better. I put it in here. But normally when I'm playing, I'll also have my stats in here. I'll keep my sheets in here when I do stats after every round. And I mean, when I play tournaments, after every single round, I'm telling this to Keenan now. I said, as soon as I get done, well, first off, I'm taking you take your pin sheets, all right? This is a Carolina's PGA pin sheet, which it looks exactly like you have on the tour, all right? I'm going to walk up here and get it pretty close to the camera so y'all can see it. You can see that over here there's the holes, and it's got the line up, which means how far it is back from the center and how far it is from a line across, whichever side. See, some go this way and everything else. So it's telling you how far it is from the front and how far it is from either the right edge or the left edge, to give you an idea of exactly where the pin is. So when I'm doing my playing my round, and this is in here with the scorecard, I will always come in here and I'm going to mark on here that I put a check mark. See, if you notice some of these, I got 2 check marks right here. That means I hit the fairway and I hit the green, and then I got numbers over here that say this was 16 and 4. So that means I hit the first. I was 16 feet on the first putt. Why do I know that? Because I walk off every putt. I walk it forward and backwards. I'm checking the line to see if there's anything I can fix, a ball mark, or remove if it's a loose impediment. And I'm getting a feel of the green. Am I going up, down, uphill, downhill, side hill? Then I take a look at it from that view. Then I walk back to double check it. And then I put this one here was 16 and 4. So I didn't hit that good at first putt. I was 4 feet. Sometimes I'll even mark whether I was 4 feet right, left, long, or short. All right? And then I come back here and I add all of these up, and at the end, and I get my final numbers as to how many fairways I hit, how many greens I hit, how many up and downs I had, how many bunkers I got it up and down out of. And you can take these things and modify them to whatever you want. I think the better player you are, or the better player you want to become, then you need to have a little more categories that you're going to mark and check and see. Because again, one of the biggest things is I tell a lot of guys like Keenan and DJ and myself, if you're hitting the ball good, you don't need to hit 1,000 golf balls. What you need to do is work on what you need to work on, and your stats will tell you. And in most cases, it's always short game. People spend more time here hitting balls on the range when they don't need it. You don't need to hit 500 good drivers to say, hey, I'm hitting the driver good. By then, you're probably so darn tired, you're probably having trouble with it. This tells you exactly where your game is strong and where your game is weak. You need to hit enough with your strong parts to keep them strong, and you need to hit more with your weak parts to get them closer to strong. So finally, I laid it down. In all the years I've been teaching Keenan, if you've been hearing all of these, you know that I've been with him now like about 12 years at least, and I started with him 7 or 8 years old. His father has been there. I don't think I got fingers left over on one hand where he hasn't been able to be there. He's always been there, and he follows Keenan as much as he can. And we've gone over this numerous times, and I laid the law down. I said, Keenan, I'll tell you what, and your dad's here for a witness, because I know that every time I talk about this, your dad's he's taking the stats for you, but you need to do it too. I said, I'm laying the law down right now. Next time I ask you a stat, I want a definite answer, and I want you to go in your bag and pull out your book and show it to me, so that you can show it to your father too. But this can't go on anymore. If you want to be the best player you can be, you got to know what's going on. His father's a businessman. If he doesn't know what his company, if he doesn't keep track of his cost of goods and cost of labor and cost of all the other things and taxes, I don't care how good his business is, the odds are he doesn't keep track of that. He could be spending more than he's making. He's in trouble. It's the same thing with golf. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be wasting a lot of shots. So I laid the law down. Stats are a must. You want to play better, or at least play consistently, you got to know your stats. Where you need to work on what's strong, work on that enough to keep it strong, but you really need to work on what you need to work on to make stronger, to make better. That's how you get better and stay better. That's it for the Surge for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.